Do you know that feeling, right? That weight on your shoulders that you can't see but you can definitely feel? Well, today we're diving into a really powerful idiom that gives a name to that feeling and, more importantly, to the relief that comes after. We're talking about how to unburden one's mind. We're going to break down what it means, why it's so important, and see how it works across different languages.
It's a feeling that pretty much everyone on the planet knows. That sense of carrying something heavy inside. You know, it could be a worry that just won't go away, a secret you're trying to keep, or just a mess of thoughts that are making a lot of noise in your head. This is exactly the feeling our idiom is all about.
I mean, think about it. Maybe for you, it was stress about a project at work, or maybe you were holding on to a secret for a friend and it just felt heavy. Whatever it was, it's a totally shared human experience. And the good news is, our language has the perfect phrase for the solution.
So, what do we actually call that act of lifting that mental weight? Well, that's where this fantastic idiom comes in. Let's get right into its exact meaning, first in English, and then we'll check out its counterpart in Indonesian.
Okay, so in English, to unburden one's mind is all about one thing: release. It's the simple act of letting go of all those bottled up feelings just by talking about them, sharing what's been eating at you. It's that moment you finally say, okay, I just have to get this off my chest.
And what's really cool is that this exact same feeling is captured perfectly in the Indonesian phrase, melepaskan beban pikiran. It translates almost word for word to releasing the burden of thoughts. It just perfectly highlights that same sweet sense of relief you get when you finally share what's been weighing you down.
Look, knowing the definition is one thing, but understanding the context, the why and the how of it all, that's what makes this whole idea so powerful in our everyday lives.
And here's a really important point. The goal of unburdening your mind isn't always about solving the problem. Nope. A lot of the time, it's just about getting that emotional relief. It's about not having to carry that weight all by yourself anymore. Just saying it out loud can make a huge difference. Whether you're talking to a counselor or just a friend over coffee, it's really an act of being honest with yourself.
All right, enough with the theory. The best way to really get a feel for an idiom is to see it in action. So let's look at a couple of real-world examples, in both English and Indonesian.
So here's a classic situation. In English, you'd say, I finally told everything to my best friend to unburden my mind. Now let's hear it in Indonesian. Saya akhirnya menceritakan semuanya kepada sahabat saya untuk melepaskan beban pikiran. See? Both senses just nail that crucial moment of trust, of deciding you don't have to go it alone.
But here's the thing. Unburdening doesn't always need another person. Check this out. In English, writing in my journal every night helps me unburden my mind. And in Indonesian, menulis di jurnal setiap malam membantuku melepaskan beban pikiran. So in this case, the simple act of writing does the exact same job. It gets the thoughts out of your head and onto the page, and you get that same amazing relief.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? Why does understanding this one little idiom actually matter for, our own well-being?
It really boils down to this. The act of expressing yourself is, in itself, incredibly powerful. It doesn't matter if you're talking about your worries, writing them down, or telling a friend. You're doing something fundamental for your emotional health. It's about recognizing the weight you're carrying and then making a choice to just set it down.
So that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Who, or maybe what, helps you unburden your mind? Is it a best friend, a family member, a therapist? Or maybe it's just the quiet pages of a journal. It's definitely worth taking a second to think about who or what that is in your own life.
I really hope this explainer helps you get a better handle on this super helpful and very human idiom. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.